It's John Bohlinger with Premier Guitar. So today we're taking a first look at the brand new for 2025, inspired by Gibson, Epiphone Les Paul Special. I'll tell you all about this after you take a second to subscribe below. Thanks very much. That way we can keep you up to date on all the great gear coming your way. So here's how we're recording this. On the floor, you're hearing a Keeley Nobles and a Keeley Halo, so a delay and an overdrive. And then I'm running my, I think it's a 1970 Super Reverb, and I'm micing that with a Roswell audio mic as well as a Sennheiser and kind of blending the two. And going out to Logic and out to you all. So I'm really glad that Epiphone did this guitar. Back 33 years ago, I bought a 59 Gibson Les Paul Special just like this for $400. And it was an amazing guitar. The neck was broken a couple times, but it was a great sounding guitar. But to be fair, this one plays way better than that thing did. That guitar was like driving an old truck. It just fought you every step of the way with this ridiculous, huge neck on it, which is weird for that late. I think Gibson was going smaller, but this one is so comfortable. And I've played other Gibsons from the area that are more like this, but this thing is built right. So let me tell you everything I know about it. So this is the 1960 inspired by, and I think they really chose the right year because my 59, as I said, very clunky. This one feels great. This is one-piece mahogany neck, just like the original, with extra long tenons, which I think, now, vintage guys will tell you that's what you want to look for. They're experts, I'm really not, but I know this thing feels and sounds really good. It's a rosewood fingerboard like the original, 12 radius, mother of pearl dot inlays. These P-90s are US-made Gibson P-90s, and God, I think they just sing. And then under the hood, they went with the old school CTS potentiometers with the bumblebee paper and oil capacitors. So historically, it's all accurate. If you open it up, it looks like an old guitar, like a brand new old guitar. And so the hardware, there's not a lot to it. You've got the aluminum wraparound, which is surprisingly, in playing it, intonation seems really good just with this wraparound. And I love that they went with the old school plastic buttons like you'd see on the original ones. Again, you can see that neck back there, 1960, no volute, just a nice smooth neck. And the layout, just that classic Les Paul Special layout with the little top hat knobs. So, I mean, it looks, and if you look at the headstock, that's not an Epiphone headstock, that's a Gibson one. So Gibson or Epiphone, it doesn't really matter. Whoever made this guitar really cared. They really nailed it. So why don't I go through the pickups a little bit? You can see what they do. We'll start with this neck. Just great, right? So I like soap bars clean, but I think dirty, they sound even better. Let's put a little dirt on that. great, right? And then roll that tone down a little bit. You got... just that whole kind of dark, womany thing. Now, let's go to the bridge pickup, see what that does. Right? A lot of spank to it. Yeah, so that bridge, I mean, it's like a big fat telly, you know, just got some sort of beefy mid-range I really like. Okay, let's throw some dirt on it. Let's see, let's unleash hell. Man, you know, when you hear Jared James Nichols play P-90s, it really makes me see what an angry pickup that can be in the right hands. Really great. And now put them in between, and that's a cool thing in itself. Whew, that is lively. So this guitar not only is just a joy to play, it's super light, which I really like. And it comes with this killer kind of inspired by the Cali Girl case, which is great. And it comes in, I think it like $1,000, $999, something like that, which, you know, granted, everything is crazy expensive right now, but that is a lot of guitar for the money. So in this inspired by Gibson run, they're not just doing this, they're also doing a Les Paul, they're doing a Firebird, a 335, and an SG. So it's very cool. You can have this sort of, I don't know, really well-made homage to these classic guitars. So good on you, Epiphone. To read the full written review, go to premierguitar.com. While you're online, subscribe to all that YouTube stuff and, you know, Twitter and whatever we got. And we'll keep you up to date on all the cool new gear that's out there. So let's just do something loopy and get out of here.